Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Coming to Resolution. I wanted to talk about what you can do day to day to kind of help with depression whenever shit just really sucks and everything is a chore and um, you're just fucking drained and don't want to do shit. This is gonna require you to do shit, but this is for those kind of moments whenever you're questioning why you're even here and what the point of all this is and all that stuff whenever the mind is just being really fucking rude. Um Something that I've noticed helps me other than using my emotions as a tool is keeping like spaces clean. Sorting laundry, making the bed, that kind of thing. Um it's something simple, It's not like physically demanding, but it's something that can help because whenever you're walking back into that space, you see that it's clean and it doesn't feel cluttered, and it's like a release from all the clutter in your brain. You know what I mean? So I've noticed that helps. I like to be consistent with my workouts whenever I'm depressed because I know that if I don't do them, then it's just going to get worse. So if you're the kind of person who likes to work out, I would strongly recommend, even when depression is just hitting you really hard, that you keep doing them because it's going to make you feel a little bit better, in the moment. I'm not saying it's going to fix your problem, but it'll help a little bit in the moment. Um Journaling is a really good idea, whether you're just getting thoughts out, getting feelings out in a journal, or even setting a goal for the next day, or hell, even today if you're up early. Now, when I say a goal, I'm not talking like we're gonna beat the demon today. You could make that a goal if that's something that you um, have the mental capacity to do. You could make that a goal. But I mean more so like minuscule tasks. You know what I mean? Say like doing the dishes, or I'm gonna clean up this little area today. Something like that. I'm gonna sort my laundry. Something like that. I think that can be pretty helpful. And whenever you wake up in the morning, let's say you write this goal the night before, you wake up in the morning, you can read it real quick and have that reminder for whenever you start your day. Like today, I don't want to do anything, like at all. But I'm gonna make myself do my fucking workout today because if I don't do them today, then I'm just gonna feel worse tomorrow. So that for me is a physical outlet that I have where I can put my emotions into, and maybe it'll help me just go a little bit harder. You know what I mean? Something else that I like to do is I like to surround myself with funny, like it could be funny videos or it could just be funny people, you know. I like to surround myself in that kind of environment because it'll help me kind of get out of my head for a minute and it'll help me recharge a little bit, because whenever I'm depressed like that, I don't have the capacity to do anything. So whenever I get that little bit of recharge, it helps me get through the day just a little bit easier. And humans are social creatures anyway. So I think it's really important that you have people that you can hang out with, or even like a community. I think that's really important for humans as a whole. Unless it's one of those where your social battery is just drained, you know what I mean? Like if it's one of those kind of situations, then maybe that won't help you. But I would surround yourself with lighthearted material like comedy. Comedy is great for that, I think. It's worked a lot for me. Something that's really difficult to do sometimes, but is also important, is to just keep going through with your day to day. Because if you can give yourself a task, you might even kind of go into autopilot for this and kind of disassociate a little bit. It's really important not to stop doing what you need to do throughout the day, going to work, making dinner, whatever it is that you do throughout the day. Because if you stop doing that, then it becomes harder to start doing again. Every time that I have been severely depressed and just didn't want to be here anymore, I made myself just kind of disassociate and get through the day anyway, because I knew that it was going to get a whole lot harder to start if I stopped. And I have stopped once. No. I've stopped 3 times that I can think of. And every time that I did that, I procrastinated everything. I mean, everything. Unless it was something I needed to do in that very moment, like going to work. My house wasn't clean. My hygiene was kind of bad, like it wasn't terrible. I was still showering and that kind of stuff, but it just wasn't what it should have been. Because I was just procrastinating everything. And it became that much harder every day that I didn't do my daily stuff to get back to doing my daily stuff. And that, for me, does include the workouts. So just keep that in mind. Keep your routine going, as difficult as it can be to do whenever you're, severely depressed and life just isn't what you want it to be. When depression is just kicking you in the teeth and you're kind of wondering what the point of all this is and whether or not you should even be here, it's really important to recognize what you have in front of you. As hard as that can be sometimes when emotions are overwhelming, it can be really hard to do. But I think it's important because if you're able to still focus on your gratitude and what you have around you and in front of you, I think that's really important to be able to do. Because while shit sucks and you kind of wonder why you're here, maybe you were dealing with depression even 5 years ago. Where were you at 5 years ago versus today? You know what I mean? What do you have now that you didn't? I think that's really important to recognize. Like me personally, 5 years ago, I just became a felon. I thought my life was over. I was living in a garage, and eventually I got into a bedroom, but I was living in a garage, and I couldn't get a job because I was a felon, and any job that I could get quickly was not going to pay my bills. So I wasn't able to just do anything. But once I finally got through all the court dates and stuff, I mean, I had a job in between them. But once I got through that stuff, I found a trade that I kind of like, and I started making okay money, and I took that trade and moved somewhere else with it. 5 years ago, you couldn't tell me that I was going to be in this current position that I'm in without me laughing at you. So I try to think of it like that. Another thing that I think is important, and I slip up on this a lot too, but I think it's important, is to recognize that you have made it through every single bad day that you've had. 100% of the bad days you've had, you've made it through. It's really important to recognize that, because that's a pretty fucking good rate. You know what I mean? 100% is a pretty good rate. If you can make it through another bad day, you're still at 100%, you know? And I think that's really important to recognize. Like, if you can do that, then you can get through this, you know? Even if it doesn't feel like you're going to. I think it's really important to note to yourself that you've maybe even been through worse. Keep that in mind. Keep up your day to day, and make it a priority just to make it through the day. Focus on today. If you can make it through today, tomorrow will come. But you need to focus on today. So I think for right now, that is all I have for that one. There might be a part 2 if I can think of some more stuff. But at the moment, that's all I have for that one. So I will be seeing you in the next one. Bye.